Well, an old favourite is returning to our screens. Those who loved Beauty and the Beast are bound to love a new version of the show, which launched today. Beauty and the Beasts is a new twist on the old format, with a range of beauties and beasts picking up where the late great Stan Zemanek left off. The woman making it all happen is original beauty, Prue MacSween. Prue, welcome to McKnight Tonight.
Thank you, Beastie Rob, one of our favourite beasts. Look, it's interesting. I decided to come up with this because I've been stopped everywhere I go for many, many years from people saying, we loved that show. Why can't someone bring it back? And I thought, well, why can't someone bring it back? I'm going to. And I think in these times where people are so terrified, everything's so PC, people come up to me and say, we love the fact that you say what we're too scared to say. And I think, why are we living this nightmare? It's time to come back with an unfiltered, fun version of strong opinions and outrageous and scandalizing opinions of occasion for people to enjoy. And, it's refreshing, television. It's not television at this stage. It's a podcast.
Well, it should bloody well be television. It's television quality.
I agree. We've got such a strong calibre of talent too, Rob, as you know.
We really do. Now, I am thrilled to be part of this, Prue, but what can we look forward to and who's involved in this new version?
It's interesting that everyone I have approached has wanted to be part of it. People like prosecutor, for goodness sake, Margaret Kineen, she's a barrister now, of course, Joe Hildebrand, Carol, of course, Carlotta was head over heels to be part of it, Craig Bennett, who's hilarious, Anjali Rao, who was one of the Real Housewives of Melbourne and an ex-CNN reporter, Survivor. She's in it. Senator Holly Hughes, or the former senator, Tim Blair, who's that satirist and fabulous Telegraph columnist, Joe Hildebrand, just a whole range of big names, Lucy Zellick, Libby Gore, we go on and on. Jamie Rogers had just agreed, and I believe that even Hazel Phillips, who was one of the very original beauties, is happy to become a booty, and apparently I've been assured she hasn't lost it. So, and Marcella Zemanek, Stan's wife, was so head over heels that we were bringing it back. She's going to join us as well. So people are keen. They know that it's going to be refreshing, exciting opinion. And here we are.
Well, the big difference with this version is that it's not just one beast, it's a range of beasts. Now, look, I am the bus driver, but we've really got to let people know I'm not trying to replace Stan Zemanek here.
Well, it's an impossible feat for anybody. He was just the master of the one-liner. He knew how to rib the women, and particularly in this modern era where you can't have men, putting women down. Stan still had the ability in that time, in the 90s, to be able to, put us in our place, tick us off, but do it in a gentle way where it wasn't demeaning. And so we've got the beasts unleashed. They're very nice beasts, in fact, probably too nice to an extent, Robbie. So we're going to have to teach them to get the claws out a bit, because I think we women give you a very hard time.
Well, you say that, but I've managed to get a few. I was pretty happy with some of the jokes I got in there. I'm still paying for the grandma joke, which people were here against you.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that. I'll get you back.
One thing that hasn't changed is your fiery attitude. Let's have a look at a clip where you're talking about whether parents should have the birds and the bees talk with their kids. True Prue MacSween style. Prue, I never had the talk with my parents, and I still don't know what I'm doing.
I'm on the hook today. I heard that. That's my go. I think that parents who don't do it are derelict in their duties. What's wrong with them? It's just about fucking, for Christ's sake. Surely you can tell your children about this.
She said ducking, everyone. She said ducking.
What is that time, though?
You've still got it, Prue.
Well, Robbie, I just think I'm a straight shooter, as you know,
Yeah.
which of course has got me in a lot of trouble in the past and probably will again in the future. But I can't stand pussyfooters. And I've been really upset about the fact that so many parents are treating their kids like friends and, allowing their kids to just run riot.
Yeah.
And I just believe parents need to be parenting again. And really, that particular subject gets right up my goat. But I just think it's time to tell it as it is, to be someone who doesn't really worry about tiptoeing over the niceties and the sensitivities of people. I mean, give me a break. Grow up, people.
Yeah, you certainly don't tiptoe around. Why has it taken so long for this show to come back, and why have you had to do it? You're actually funding this yourself. I cannot believe that a television network hasn't jumped in on this. It just beggars belief. Do they really not have an idea of what people want?
I agree. I don't understand it either. It has proven itself from the 60s. So many iterations of this under so many beasts, including, as we know, Stan, but Eric Pearce, Eric Bone, Doug Mulray took over when Stan got sick. So, Stuart Wagstaff, there were so many iterations of it, and it's always worked because that dynamic of the battle of the sexes and showing, truly that men are from Mars, women from Venus, you just sort of think it's time again. And people love, you look at that tired old view that's being done by all those Sheilas who should be retired in America, and you think, why hasn't someone, and I know people have tried to do that show here, but this dynamic of the modern day battle of the sexes and the fact that we've got so much talent in this country that can be expressing their opinions and interacting with each other, that I just thought it's time to bring it back. And I've put my house, my nuts on the line for this.
You put your money where your mouth is.
Exactly. So we'll see. Look, we'll see, but we're hoping that people give us a go. We hope that some sponsors come along and realise, and also networks realise, that this is a show people have loved. It's time for it to be elevated to a mainstream, and we're hoping that the streaming services go wild for it.
Yeah, well, I've got my producer's eye over it, and I love it. I'm trying to remove myself from it. I think it's a great show, and congratulations. Beauty and the Beast is available to watch or listen to via your favourite podcast apps. Just search Beauty and the Beasts AU or go to beautyandthebeasts.com.au. Prue, good luck. Break a leg. Thanks for joining us on McNight Tonight.
My pleasure. Thanks, Rob.
Fun, insightful interviews from a washed-up producer with nothing to lose. Night tonight. It's good night from McNight Tonight.